Hey, everybody. I'm back. Wagons. Everybody here okay? We're just waiting a minute for Thunderwhack to show up. Let him get in here. I'm kidding, of course. Rule of two, ass. You're totally getting Revan, right, Trey? Oh, should probably turn on my phone. We'll see. There's a couple things there. I want to see what his kit's like. You know, if he's any good. I apologize if the screen is really blurry there. It's really blurry on my end. We'll see if he's any good. We'll see if there's double drops or what kind of. Could I get him? Yes, but I don't want to get into a situation where, I set aside I'm going to spend this amount of money and then I have to spend a lot more money than I had planned on. That's not the situation I want to get in. So I am waiting to continue farming just like I have been. My 6 energy refreshes a day I use on hard nodes. My 3 cantina refreshes I'm using on T3. And then my 3 fleet refreshes that I'm using on Jolie and Zelbar. So I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing. Might buy some crystal packs here and there. And then we'll see. I mean, I'm not great, but I'm not terrible. Old Republic. So, I mean, pretty much there. I did buy my first crystal pack I bought today. Mission got 50 shards, so that was obviously a huge bonus. She was sitting at 30. Wheel out on 10 volts of ore packs, ready to go. So, my job has a iTunes waiting for me that I've never cashed in. I used to spend a good amount of money on this game, but I had a long time. I spend very little. On there, I was used to joke like I'm free to play since my last purchase. Nowadays, I mean, for the most part, yeah, I dropped $20 on the Bosk and Houndstooth pack on there. The disappointing thing to me about Revan isn't Revan himself. We'll get to that. Man, I spent a lot of crystals getting Chewbacca, and I had a feeling like I'm not going to be ready for what's coming up next because I was hoarding those crystals for something. I had about 45k in crystals, and I was hoarding them up. Then Chewbacca came, and I kind of overspent. I didn't need to unlock him the first night. I could have spread that over the week, but I bought some gear. I took, buying stun cuffs and stun guns and carbantes and all that. That adds up quick. I didn't need all that gear. I mean, the cool thing is that bounty hunters are a ton of fun. So I've got another team that I can mess around with. 1,000 damage with them in P2, last heroic Sith raid, and that's with G9 Dengar, and pretty terrible mods on them. Revan is just a distraction, the golden guy. I know that the whole languages thing that people are looking to see C3PO, I'm not reading anything more into that than just like that Crumb did a really cool event. Which, by the way, if you're not familiar with all that he did on that event, on the base level it was cool. So he had the pyramid, and then he had the cipher, and people had to figure that out. But then, even when you figured it out, it led you to a website, a bit.ly website, the shortened version of the website that said basically road ahead coming Friday. But what people noticed was that in the cipher, every letter was there except for J. And the end of the bit.ly URL was IEDI. So if you replace that last I with J, it spelled Jedi, and it actually spelled Jedi Revan. And then that linked to the EA teaser of Revan fighting the Tarantula. I know it wasn't Tarantula. I forget what it was. Terran-Tarak? I forget what it was. Anyway, basically Rancor. So we haven't done a live stream in a long time, and I know people, they're pretty excited today. Excited is the word for it, right? thought we'd talk about it a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit different route than your game changers are taking, than Thunderwhack and Cubs fan Han and all the rest of them are taking. Unlock him, don't unlock him, he'll be back. I've unlocked every single Legendary Hero's Journey, every special character the first time around. Yoda, I only unlocked at 5 stars. Yoda was a tough one. People think that Chewie battle was tough. It's because you never faced the Yoda battle. The Yoda battle got nerfed really hard the second time around. I played for the Yoda battle. The Yoda battle got nerfed the third time around. I got him at 5 stars the first time, which was really disappointing because, man, I was doing 800 Crystal Cantina refreshes, literally, to get Mace Windu up high enough to 5 star to get Yoda. And then I went into it. I was only like level 52 or 3 at the time, and he was smoking me. And it was very disappointing. I just spent just to get destroyed. And I said, okay, wait a minute. We've got a week. I can do this. Leveled up a few levels, unlocked him at 5 star. And then the second time it came around, I was definitely ready for the 7 star. And that was brutal. 3 hours straight. And you want to talk about RNG? When people talk about RNG with Chewie, nothing compared to that. One, you die with him, like you wanted Barriss with him, because then Barriss would heal, and her heal does the equalizer, so it would steal Yoda's health, which was a huge health pool. And she also does 0 for damage. Like if Anakin was there, back it out. You basically wanted like Barriss and Jedi Guardian, if she was even possible. If there was a real Jedi there, you were going to get destroyed. So that was 3. Basically, when I was done, my girlfriend's like, "Can I speak now?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead. I'm in a good mood." So the Chewie event was nothing compared to that. Plus, I remember the first time the Yoda 7 star, I got him redlined, and I had all 5 Jedi up. So I'm like, this isn't that tough. When you got Yoda redlined in that, he went into crazy mode. He literally, Chewie event was so easy. Didn't everyone full auto it? Cute, yep. He went into crazy mode. I had him redlined. I didn't get a hit on him after that. And I had all 5 Jedi up. He smoked all of them. I think I got 1 attack in, and he had Foresight up. He just decimated me. So I was like, okay, well, that wasn't too bad. I can do this. Yeah, 3 hours later, I finally got him. The Thrawn event, people forget how, I think, stupid the Thrawn event was because you had to use Phoenix. And that was, they gave you the recommended things. They told you it was going to be G12 characters. And Cap Gas put out something recently that said, like, hey, when we say G12, we mean G12. Can you beat it with less? Yes. We said G10 for Phoenix, for Thrawn, and people took in G8 characters and then beat their head against a wall until they got hours until they beat it. So when all they couldn't do it with, like, their G10, G11 characters, well, that's exactly what he was talking about. If you got G12, you're going to be able to beat it. If you got, good gear, good mods, some Zetas. If you have less than that, it's going to be really frustrating. You're going to have to keep resetting. So, to the topic on hand, let's talk about Revan. Take a step back. I know a lot of people are upset today on there because this is a collection game and a lot of people are collectionists. Plus the 3 damn levels before even getting to Thrawn. Yeah, you had to have a good setup before you got to him so that he didn't just get in there and like frack. You're absolutely right. You wanted to have one of your tanks going. We'll see what Revan's kit is. Tell you like, maybe he's not going to be that good. He's a hero. Our previous heroes' journeys have been CLS and JTR. They're pretty good characters. Revan's going to be a pretty good. We don't know if he's going to nerf Traya teams. We don't know if he's going to go on a Traya team. Is he going to make like Bastilla Elite Jedi? Is he going to bring droids back? Which is what I've been saying forever. Like I'm looking for some droid synergy. We don't know how well we think, but maybe he could be a raid type character instead of an arena type character. So let's wait until we see his kit before we freak out. I remember when we saw Treya's kit, we knew Traya was going to be really good. Until we all got Traya, we still survived in arena. It may not have been pleasant, but we still survived. He's going to be game breaking, but what part of the game is the question? That's a very good question, Roll. Very good question. The second part on there is let's see what they do for drops. They've announced it. I imagine that being a dev has to be frustrating on there, so it needs to make money. A lot of us play for free. The game still needs to make money. Do I think that this is the best way to do it? No, because I think sometimes they can actually cost themselves money. If you charge so much for your product that people that were willing to spend X amount are now going to drop out. Like, we all know you're going to have those people that whatever come out, they're going to buy it. And, remotely good. I mean, you had people running G12 7-star Vet Han and Vet Chewbacca the next day in Arena. There's people that are going to buy this stuff no matter what. Tons and tons and tons of people have been looking forward to Revan. He's the most sought after character, maybe behind Jedi Luke, and obviously the ultimate character, Old Bald Rex. Also Yub's favorite character, Modern. So Revan has been a hugely popular character that do for a long time, and I think a lot of people that necessarily might not have spent money would have spent money if it was within reason. This, so far, is not within reason, and you can see that on the subreddit. A lot of people saying, thank you for saving me the stress, thank you for saving me the money. Now I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to bother. I can just get him next time. That's a legitimate view. Absolutely. Do I want him? Do I want to unlock him? Yeah, I want to keep my streak of that I've always had the Legendary of the Hero's Journey the first time. Absolutely. Some team of Bean, accounting accountants, did lots of math to figure out that they were going to make tons of cash on this event, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a mistake unless. There's an unless there, and we'll get to the unless. To make it this difficult, because I do think, yes, you're going to get the several hundreds of dollars from a few, but why not get the $50 to $100 from the many? It's a game like Fortnite. Fortnite's free to play. Just like this. Does Fortnite charge people a lot of money? No, but a lot of people pay money. Look at Clash of Clans. Are there a ton of people that spend money on Clash of Clans? Yes. Are there a ton of people that spend a lot of money? Well, yes, but in comparison, look at any app on the App Store that is a free-to-play or a freemium app, and you bought pack, it's always $20 or less. And a lot of times it's 99 cents. If you can get a good 99-cent value, that's how you hook someone. You say, here's 99 cents, we get a special deal, things like that. That's when once people break, have a better word, they tend to spend more money. Me personally, my thing is, when I play a new game, I don't feel like I really know the whole game until I've at least dropped some money. Now, Star Wars is kind of taken away from that for me. It's people asking to play PUBG. That was that text message. And, because Do Not Disturb works so well, apparently. I think I turned on Do Not Disturb. It's unfortunate that most of the Old Republic characters are not good either. I mean, I guess that depends. So Bastilla is really good. I mean, we're not talking about a veteran situation that you had for JTR. Bastilla is really good. Zalbar and Jolie are in that team, that TW crazy team, so whatever. I'm actually interested in Mission and Zalbar together for their dots. Well, I know you mentioned that you're going to run that in Rancor. I don't know if you did or not. Yeah, and Yep says, I do agree that many people who would have paid will not pay now. I agree with that. So the unless, I said I thought it was a dumb move unless. And the unless would be, unless they're counting or hoping that when new things come out in the future, that people are more likely to jump on them, and then they can give them some lousy characters that have no points, that people spend a bunch of money farming, or spend a bunch of their resources farming, and then go nowhere, to keep you guessing that you never know. I call this the Rex tactic. When Rex came out, he came to Iridium, and no one really knew how good Rex was going to be. I don't have Mission to 7-star yet. A little disappointed, not gonna lie. Nobody knew how good Rex was going. His leadership was broken, so they weren't gaining the proper turn. And then when people figured out how good Rex was, the Iridium was gone. You could no longer buy Rex. You couldn't get Rex anywhere. And it was like, people are like, put him in crystals. I'll pay crystals. I want him, things like that. But if their strategy was like, hey, you buy those Iridiums and you drop down your $200, and that's that, or you don't get the character, then it was a good strategy. what people that didn't go after Rex, maybe they went after the next character. I know I went after B2, and then they put him in Cantina a month later, and that ended uh, Iridiums. That kind of killed a lot of my spending there and the mods. So I know it's a collection game, and people want to get their stuff, but you're going to get Revan at some point. If you don't get him this time, that's fine. But take a step back, see what his kit is. Maybe he's like Chewie. Yub has pointed out numerous times, and I completely agree with him that Chewie's missing a piece. People say Chewie's underwhelming, and he is. I spent a lot of crystals to get Chewie, and don't use him for anything except for defense on a CLS team in TW, and it doesn't even seem to do that well. It holds like 1 or 2 battles. But as Yub brings up, you're putting him with a bunch of old characters. There's a power creep. He's a brand new character. He's missing a piece. Yub says it's going to be with the Ortrunes, the KOTOR runes, maybe? And then we need Revan, Juhani, Karth, Canderous, and someone else to do the heroes fall for Darth Revan. Haha. Well, what about Malak? I've heard a lot of people bring up Karth, that they're looking for Karth, but don't forget about Malak on there. I would have liked to have seen, visas be an option. I know she's not Old Republic, but she is, she's from the KOTOR games. So maybe 5 of these 6. Option a little bit. Let's see what they do for double drops. I'll be honest, I find it hard to believe that CG doesn't have something up their sleeve. And what I was saying earlier, I get sidetracked a lot, that it can be frustrating being a dev because you put this stuff out and then people immediately jump all over you and they don't wait and see. And they're immediately angry. But of course, sometimes that works. They've changed their stuff. Right now, it's kind of such a rarity to be able to get these, even with shards. Like with the veterans, if you bought the 50 shards for both of them, you have a chance of getting the veterans. You can buy all the packs, and I think most people aren't still really in range of getting these characters. And it reminds me a lot of the Phoenix again. That thing seems to be the Cantina. Like, oh, these are single digit hard nodes. The Cantina is going to be the easiest. And the Cantina is going to be the hardest. Missions on that 16 energy node. Anyone who's trying for Revan, I would strongly recommend, if you're farming mission, switch to T3. You're going to get more shards for T3. The shards cost the exact same in crystals. So you've got a better value farming T3 and buying mission if you're going to have to buy one or the other. Is Trevin AFK? I don't think so. Am I? Trail will be needed for Heroes Fall. Yeah, I'm down with that. I want to go back and play the KOTOR games, and I'm not someone who turns away from a game because of graphics. But one, those are really big games. I know that they're games. They're like the Skyrims, the Oblivions, the Fallout type games. And 2, it's not so much the graphics, just the graphics are so blurry, they're really bad. I was there, played a ton of those. And he always used to tell me, play these, play these, play these. They were on Xbox. We were playing a lot of PlayStation 2 at the time. Star Wars wasn't really my Xbox. He was locking himself in his room, hogging the Xbox, playing KOTOR. Quote unquote, playing KOTOR. I'd like to go back and play them, especially the first one. Most people tell me that's the best one. And I'll play like 8-bit RPGs, that were like indie RPGs that released on Xbox that had a good story, that were good, but those graphics are pretty blurry. Someday I'd like to, though. Yeah, so $12.99 to play on your phone now. I can't do it. I can't play real games like that on my phone. Even I tried playing the original Final Fantasy on my iPad when I first got an iPad, and just the lack of a controller. You've got I played it for like 20 minutes and put it down. That's just me. I've got to have, I want my 65-inch TV. I want to be sitting back, chilling in my recliner with an Xbox controller in my hands. Some people want to be sitting at their computer screen, doing that. It's kind of why I'm a console gamer over a PC gamer as well. I hear you. They're very accessible. You can get them on Xbox. They are supposed to be remaking them for Xbox with improved graphics, but the phone version is extra challenging due to having to swipe to move or change direction. Yeah, I can understand. I can bet that. I read on the App Store that it was pretty buggy. I don't know if it was like a buggy release or if the original game was buggy and everyone overlooked it because it was, 15 years ago. Get it for free on mobile from Amazon. Yep, didn't we just talk about how Amazon's the devil just like last night? Weren't you there? Inside joke. So, Rule, I'll ask you, Rule, I assume you're playing. Know that Rage has more or less already unlocked Revan. Dude just cashed in 100 Bastilla shards in a shard shop. Well, how about you, Rule? Are you locked in? You said mission's not 7-star yet. You said you plan on using Zalbar. That means Zalbar 7-star. I'm sure your Bastilla 7-star. Waiting on that response. Alright, so Bones says, I think I need consoling after this Revan news. You know, if you get him, you get him. If you don't, you don't. Let's wait to see his kit on there, and let's wait to see what the drops are. Like I said before, I think they got something up their sleeve that's going to make it easier. So, are you going to have to spend money? Yeah, probably. But I think they'll at least put it within range if you're willing to drop some cash. Do I think that CG will make less from this event than they did from JTR because the majority of the community is going to say F it? Yeah, I could go to his inventory in game, but this is called involving your audience, Yub. You know, Bones, I don't know how much they made from JTR because you had the. I guess it's a good question as to my previous point that there's a lot of people that aren't going to spend money on Revan, but they're going to spend the people that are going to spend quite a bit probably. Where JTR was what? Was $40 was the most you could spend, or was that one $30? So between $40 and $60 to get the 50 shards of each. I don't even know how many did that, to be honest. Just because if you look at how many people didn't unlock JTR the first time, or even the second time, or even the third time, and I don't know, were people that excited about JTR? Like when people looked at that Raise kit, the Jedi Training Raise kit, remember a lot of the game changers put out a video that said, yeah, you know what, Arena isn't her thing. I was using her as a sub at first because I was still running CLS. Hadn't put her in. I don't think I'd geared up BB-8 yet, and she kind of needs BB-8. So I don't think people were that excited about JTR to begin with, just looking at her kit. Her kit, how good she is, doesn't necessarily equate to it on paper, where you can look at someone like Treya and be like, oh, that's really good. I think Treya on paper is actually better than she is in the game, and she's really good in the game, don't get me wrong. But you expect like that her saber throw to be doing like 80,000 damage every time. It does now and then, but most of the time, it doesn't crit. And so we're probably going to get him with 2 days left to finish mission, and maybe 3 for Jolie. 3 stars to go in T3, so I'll probably drop money if needed to finish. There you go. One thing I'm also interested in, so I'm kind of holding off until, 1, we know more about drops, and 2, maybe when the event starts. Because if it's like you can have them at G9, G10, fine. If it's something like with Chewie, where you have to have them at G12, that's not going to happen for me. I'm just not going to spend that kind of money on crystals, buying Carbantes and stun cuffs. I mean, the crystals that I bought were all hoarded from, or the crystals I paid to get the bounty hunters were all hoarded from Fleet Arena and Shard Arena. I'm not going to spend money to start. It's like $10 a stun cuff, So if they're G9, G10, whatever, pretty simple. I actually started leveling up Jolie and Zalbar last night, and the announcement came today. Their gear isn't actually that bad to get them that high. Do you think double drops are coming? Yes. I can see the double drops are coming. And by saying almost guarantee, I have no knowledge of that whatsoever, but just my guess. Even if they weren't planning on coming, I think that that's going to be, after the community kind of backlash, they're going to take a step back and be like, yeah, maybe we should. So remember that they have access to everyone's accounts, so they have all of that data, or at least they should, if they're a smart company, and I think that they are. And they're going to be able to see, 1, how people are progressing, 2, how close people are going to be, and they probably have an algorithm that's done. Like if someone's this close, they will spend money to finish, where if someone's not, they won't. So I see some bonuses, maybe even an event that gives you some Old Republic shards, things like that coming up. We'll see. This is the we'll call this the Microsoft blunder of CG when they announced the Xbox One and they said no more used games, it has to be on the internet, and then they backed away from all of it. They actually had some really cool ideas, but they marketed it wrong. CG does this where they get everyone to freak out, and then they come back and they say, "Hey, we're gonna have these bonus shards, and we're gonna have double drops and things like that." Why not? Why not announce that in the beginning? So we'll see. I just have three G12, two or G8. So your sets, yeah, we kind of figured that you'd be in there, Love Trooper, since you run that team in TW and they're all 7-star because you've got Jolie and Zalbar in there. And Bastilla, I mean, most people have been working on Bastilla for a while, so she's not bad at all. Let's see, what do we got? Is bonus energy? Let's see, but that's my thing. We'll run. See if you guys have any questions. We'll run a fleet battle. I didn't do fleets today. I was busy on the phone. You do guaranteed drops rather than double drops to appease the mob. Well, you may see an event coming up. You never know. I gotta stop watching myself play versus on my phone because there's a 5 to 10 second delay. Hey, you breached for once. Yay. I still say if you're not running Geos and or Houndstooth and or both in Fleet Arena, you're missing out. You don't have to run Geos if you're running Houndstooth. Then you can, there's definitely other people to run, but there is a good team, I think, is Vader, Houndstooth, Silencer, and then they're bringing off the bench some combo of Plo Koon, who's going to heal up Houndstooth, Phantom, who lowers the cooldown of the reinforcements, so they count on the reinforcement, and Reaper. That way you have 0 chance to get ahead of them on turn meter to try to pull off a sweet special move. Here we go. We can hit soldier. Houndstooth is a monster, absolutely. And mine's only 4-star. He's so much better at 7-star. He takes so much more punishment, but it is what it is. If you're not critting on him, he's going to last the whole battle basically when he's 7-star. I have a real bad time with him. He doesn't like to breach, and that hurts a lot. Plan now is to wait for any refreshes until the end of the day. If they give us a weekend of double drops, I may still go for it. Yeah, that's always my plan. So I do all my refreshes between 12 and 1 on there, and then I let them carry over. I lose, a couple energy here and there, but I let them carry over till after 1. But it's just, we need a new ship video. I'm still running the Trey special. Vader, that one tie, and Biggles. I did the Geo ship video a while back, and you didn't drop on that. I mean, we can see what everyone's running. Pretty much everyone's running either Houndstooth or Geos. So, Shaolin isn't. What's up, SP? Nice guy. Team Instinct. He's a mod on the forums. Really nice guy. Rosama. That's a tough team. The Silencer, the 7-star Houndstooth, the Vader, and like I said, he's got Phantom coming off the bench, who lowers the cooldown, so his very next time he can do another. And then he's got Plo Koon in there, who if you haven't killed Houndstooth yet, is healing him 40% health, 40% protection, and then giving him 50% protection if he throws the taunt on him. That's rough. That's really rough. Yeah, especially getting the breach against the opposing Houndstooth. So I actually, if my Houndstooth is going first, I try to breach a different ship on there. Like against Rosama, I'll try to go with the TIE Silencer. Let's battle Rosama. We'll waste that 50 crystals I could be using for a mission. Do I sleep or does Keto not allow that? Keto allows sleep. It actually recommends a lot of sleep. You just don't need as much. I go to bed between 3 and 4 in the morning, and then I get up around 9. So, I get hours of sleep in there. And of course, he got ability blocked. This is already starting off real bad. Don't breach. And he breached. Great. So I'm not going to use his special. I'm going to wait till Sunfat gets in. Good they didn't kill him. Yep. There's our little dude. I think this one's going to be a loss. Can we get the breach off? Now can we kill him? Not even close. Hey, there we go. Now we're hoping he does not call Reaper. He did. Which means I got to kill him really, really fast before he gets a special, and he's got a reinforcement. We'll finish Reaper so he doesn't gain any more TM. Oh, I really wish that would have... Oh, we can finish him. Good. You just do not want to let Silencer go long. He will just destroy everything about you. Oh, I really want to... I didn't want to pull the... And then he died. Why? I should have just done that. I should have just finished that little dude off so I could destroy him. That probably cost me the match. That was really dumb. Vader hits a lot harder than Bigsy's. Oh, we still won it. Woo, that was close. That was a really stupid move. I should use his triple. I was hoping that Geo Soldier would assist and I could save his triple. Didn't look at his health and see how low he was. That was dumb, but it worked out. So that's a good team. That's a good team. You know, if anyone's sitting around a 7-star Houndstooth and has a G12 Phoenix for their Phantom, I would recommend it, definitely. All right, guys. Any other questions? So Yub says he wants a new ship video, and then he says, ship's doing shippy things. So he probably tuned out during that. All right, we'll sign off. So my thing, so if you don't know, and you know, unless we don't fill defense in territory wars, then I'm not so even keeled in private. I'm gonna try out my Houndstooth. Yeah, Houndstooth is super good. I mean, he doesn't work until you have Bosk at G. Bosk was just G11, doesn't work. You need Boss 7-star G12, which I know you have. So the Revan thing, let's just sit back and wait. And if you don't get him, you don't get him. Life goes on. Tons of people aren't going to get him, and it's probably not going to affect your arena that much. All right. Anyway, I'm signing off. Until next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, and if you see my Patreon account, you know, feel free to donate to that, so that I can get Revan. I don't have a Patreon account. See you guys.